Hi everybody, it's Dr. Wilson. I had some requests on clarification on a couple of stretches I commonly will give to people that are dealing with some lower back or lower half of the body issues. In one of the previous videos I was showing how to properly get a glute stretch, piriformis in the hips, but people were struggling with hip flexor and also iliopsoas. It is a tricky muscle group to get to, but I was hoping to clarify that today. So I would recommend that you use a chair if you're new to it, because it eliminates a lot of variables. And so if you sit on the chair and you get on just kind of halfway, so one butt cheek's on, one's hanging off, this leg that's hanging off, you can then work it back. Face forward, square up your body so it's in line, and use your muscle of that back leg to really extend that back. And you'll be able to get a good stretch on the hip flexor. This allows for a greater range of motion and freedom of the hip, especially when we walk, which makes a big difference on the lower back. So stretching the hip flexors is a good thing. Once you have that hip flexor into tension, that's when you can really get to the iliopsoas. That's a muscle that hooks down to the leg, and then it goes deep inside of us on the front, and it hooks to all the different vertebrae in our low back. So when that iliopsoas gets tight on us, it really makes a difference on how well our lower back moves, how well it feels, and how well it actually functions. So to be able to stretch that out, and it feels quite good to give this one a stretch, first get the hip flexor to tension, be squared up, and then just simply tip your body away from that back side. So if you're looking at it from this angle, first you got to get that leg back, get your hip flexor to tension, and then tip sideways until you really start to feel that in the internal flank. Once you start to feel that pull in there, you'll know you've got it. You sit there and hold it. Like always, every stretch that you do, slow, steady, breathe through it. Don't rush it. You'll want to hold that stretch for a good 30 to 60 seconds. Do both sides. And I would recommend even doing both sides a couple of times when you're going through those stretches. So I hope that clarifies things with the hip flexor, makes it easier to catch iliopsoas. And if you have any other questions, always feel free to reach out.